Man, if you're a barbershop owner and you're working 6 to 7 days out the week, you're working hard as hell, but at the end of the month you still broke, and your shop just isn't growing the way that it's supposed to grow, but you know that it can grow. Well, I need you guys to lock in on this interview because Damian Hart, a barber out of Noonan, Georgia, yes, Noonan, Georgia, with a small city with a population over only 40,000 people, and he believed before he started working alongside me that he was capped out. He was charging low booth rent. He had bad barbers and stylists at the shop. Had no type of online visibility. Now, over the past 6 months, we've been able to come into the business and implement the 3 S's: business structure, marketing strategies, and systems that'll go ahead and help him grow and scale. And it took him from generating only $1,600 a month in gross revenue from his barbershop to now 3.5x. Now he's generating on average $6,400 a month from his barbershop. So I want you guys to listen in on this interview because this was not any type of magic pill. It wasn't even any type of secret sauce. This only happened by using proven strategies. So if you guys want to learn those strategies, and Damian talks about this on this interview today. So I want you guys to stick to the end so you guys can go ahead and learn how you can scale up your barbershop over the next 6 months and how Damian also did it. So if you guys are a barbershop owner, go ahead and subscribe and watch to the end of this interview. I want you to just be real, you know what I'm saying? Be you, tell it what it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want you to real quick just take me back to exactly where you was at before we started working together, because we started working together January 28th. That's when you went ahead and locked in, and you went ahead and finalized the payment and everything like that. So like before we started working together, what did your shop look like at first? Like how many chairs did you have? How many of them was empty at the time?
Basically, when we started working together, man, I think I had about 6 chairs. I had 10 chairs, 10, 11 chairs.
Hmm.
I think I had about five of them that were open, and
Hmm.
the ones that were filled, I think they were filled with people that didn't respect my standards or my structure because I didn't have any structure. So that was really the biggest thing that over the last 5 to 6 months that we've been working together, that was the biggest change that been made into my barbershop. Now I
Yeah.
have structure and standards. So um, I went from having 5 chairs open, now I got 1 chair open. So
Right. Did you have what's it called beforehand? Like I know you said like you had five of those chairs or whatnot like that. That was just inside the barbershop, or because you didn't have the suite in the back yet, the salon, right? In the back yet.
no, no, I
So
didn't.
so yeah, how many total chairs was that then without the suite? Because I know you didn't even think
Yeah,
about having
right,
a
right,
suite
right,
yet.
right, right. You gave me the idea to utilize this space that I had that wasn't making no money to turn this into now I got 3 more open chairs back here. So
Yeah. What you was doing before in that space?
I had a space in the back of my barbershop where I was using for basically a break room, a room just where people were coming to hang out in. And I
And
was
then
doing
your
my clothing brand stuff in the back too, but it basically was just a waste of space.
yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And then so like before, so minus those chairs though, you say you had 11? Like when you first before you started then, or not? How many total then before you started?
Before I opened up more chairs in the back, I had 7 chairs.
So you had 7 chairs before. So when you started out working with me, and
Hmm.
then five of those 7 chairs was filled up. You said that you just felt like they wasn't respecting the shop, or like didn't respect the standards or the structure. What did that look like? Like, give me like a quick like few examples of like what the barbers was doing
I
that
just had a
was
bunch of issues with barbers not being at the shop when the shop's supposed to be open. Um, we had a lot of drama going on at the shop. Um, a lot of gossiping going on. Not really good. Not We didn't really have an environment where people were growing. Um, we didn't. We had no Google reviews. It was just all in all like a environment. It was more of a hangout spot than an actual business. So
business.
that was one of the main issues that I had prior to working with EBA.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. So, and I remember whenever we first started back in February, like the first week, we were like literally talking about like having the right people at the barbershop.
Right.
And as soon as you started right? Like implementing some type of structure and standards at the shop. Shit, you went from 5 barbers to what? How many barbers did you lose at first in the beginning?
Um, I lost I lost two barbers in the beginning.
When we first started working together.
Right.
And why did you like in the beginning, like take me back to like how you felt though back then? Like did you feel like that was a necessary thing? Because you lost guaranteed money that you were making. Like
Right.
or like how did you feel like with losing barbers with implementing like new, standards and
I
expectations?
was a little worried about losing barbers. I did lose a couple stylists as well. Just and I was worried that, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get anybody else to come work with me. But we're using the right system that we put in place and the right pipeline. We actually attracted people that wanted to work in this barbershop, in this salon. So it was a good thing that those people left, because it gave opportunity for people that actually wanted to come in and respect the business that we have going on now.
No, for sure. Yeah, I definitely understand that one for sure. And I'm looking back at your onboarding form, bro. The first very day that we had a conversation that we onboarded you,
Yeah,
and I'm looking back at it right now, and you had said this right here that the barbershop right now you had you had 7 barber chairs. What was your current model, and what were you charging at the time before you started working with
my
us?
current model, I only did booth rent. I was charging $100 a week for booth rent, and that was honestly, I was spending a lot of my money out of my pocket, to cover the rent and cover certain bills. So it was that's kind of was the model that I had prior to
Going
leaving
on.
there.
Yeah. So yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. Like your total operating expenses was about so your operating expenses was about $2,100, but you were only generating about $1,800 a month before you started working with us. So you was damn near going into the red month after month and
Right,
not
right.
profiting anything. You was like going into your own pocket just to keep the barbershop open.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So you were making about $1,800 a month from the barbershop. What did like your day to day look like? Were you the main one cutting at the barbershop? Were you the only one cutting at the shop? Or like what did your day to day look like back in January before
I
this?
mean, basically, I didn't even feel comfortable. I had to come to the barbershop every day because I feel like if I didn't come to the barbershop, I mean, the barbershop might not get open on time. It may be an issue that come up at the shop that nobody know how to deal with.
Hmm.
Just little things like that where I didn't really have I was basically working every day, basically working every day all day, where I didn't really have any freedom or leverage to work on any other parts of the business because I was so stuck behind the chair.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's real. Man. A lot of shop owners get stuck there, where they just working behind the chair so much, but they never again work on the business. They just can't keep working in the business.
The most frustrating part was knowing how hard I was working, but then the bank account just wasn't matching up. So I know
The
I'm
work
like,
ethic.
yeah, I'm working, 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 but at the end of the month, money was just going right back into the bills and the going back into the shop. So it's just like I really wasn't even able to make upgrades because I was just basically in survival mode to keep the shop open.
All right. So you did know that something was wrong at the shop, but you just like didn't know exactly what to do about
Right,
it.
right.
Okay. Well, was there ever a moment, right, that you ever felt like that you like wanted to give up on it, or like just wanted to go move into a suite and just work by yourself and just do what you do?
Yeah,
Or
that definitely was a thought. So I'm like, man, I don't know. I feel like I was making more money before I became a shop owner because
yeah,
I'm spending all of my time cutting hair, but all of my money is just going into the bills and things like that just to keep the doors open. So it's like it did come across my mind like, is it even a point to run a barbershop? Was it even a way to make profit from running a barbershop? So those were I did think about going back to a suite or going solo or whatever, but um we figured it out and it's going better now.
yeah, facts. What was that like breaking point though? Like, what was that thing that like finally made you like decide that like something needs to change and I need to do something about it?
basically like when I start having those thoughts of giving up, so I'm like, man, either something got to change, or I'm just gonna have to give up and move to pivot to another business model, pivot to going to a suite, or pivot to just going solo and cutting at my house or something like that. That was when I knew I either had to get help or had to just make a change.
Yeah, and try to figure it out by yourself. Because a lot of people they try to figure it out by themselves, and it's just like it'll take years of trial, error, and money and energy trying to figure it out by yourself. So, like when me and you both like first talked, I believe our first call was like February 1st, and we both had talked 2026. You were most worried about when we first had a conversation and when you first was introduced into my world.
What was I most worried about? I mainly was just worried about will I be able to keep the shop open. I was worried that um when I implemented these things, I was worried that I wasn't gonna be able to, find good barbers and find good stylists to work with me. But the area that I was in, it was gonna be hard to get qualified people to come in and be a part of the team. I had a kind of a scarcity mindset um where I didn't know if it was gonna work out due to my location or due to the environment that's currently in. Like, I just didn't know. I didn't know it was gonna be possible to have a thriving barbershop in the location that I'm in,
Location.
basically.
Yeah. So what city are you in?
No, I'm in Noonan, Georgia. It's kind of a
Yeah.
small town, like on the
Yeah.
outside of Atlanta.
Yeah. So Noonan, Georgia has a population approximately about 40,000 people. And you're in a smaller city, and with you being in a smaller city, now like with that mindset, do you still feel as if that like your location matters with what we're working on and what we've done for you?
Um, I don't feel like it matters. I mean, of course, different locations have different and maybe more opportunities, but with a bigger city also comes more options. So by me being in a smaller city, I do feel like it's more easy for me to set my barbershop and my salon. It's more easy for us to set ourselves apart because
Hmm.
we're the only one that's but we're the only barbershop and salon that's operating the way that we operate. So it kind of lets us stand out that we don't have as much competition. And even if we did have a lot of competition, we're still gonna be looked at as a premium barbershop in the area.
And it all falls back to it's only one you. So there's only one Damian Hart. Nobody else can be you. So your
Yeah.
barbershop is going to be set apart right then and there just based on that. But now that you have these different standards and expectations at the shop, I know that it did set you apart from these other barbershops. So $1,800 a month from the barbershop to dropping down to I believe like almost like 1,100 because you had lost those two barbers and you fired them practically, right? So talk to me about like what was going through your head though, like whenever you first like let those barber go and you honestly just let them go. Like you already had empty chairs when you first started, and now you're getting rid of more people. Looking back at it, like how did that matter for you?
I honestly thought that maybe once certain people leave, I thought maybe that would affect the business where we may not be as effective or as busy as we used to be. But now that I realize, as long as you have a pipeline and a structure to get more clients coming in and to make the business more visible online, especially on social media, you're gonna always have new clients coming through the door. So that's really the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I was afraid that we were gonna lose clients, but in reality, once you put in the work and you have the right systems and pipeline and structure to get new clients coming through the
Me
door,
too.
you're gonna always be okay.
Yeah. No, for sure. I like that online visibility and like you said, social media is a big thing. So after we let go of those barbers though, um, talk to me about like how did we go about like filling those chairs back up the right way? Like what was that process that you went through?
Um, First thing we did was put in structure and rules on what we want um our team to follow once they're employed. And then once we got the structure in place, then um we went into doing our hiring pipeline where um we got an application. And when I was hiring, I was just reaching out to people that I was hiring basically off talent. If I seen somebody could do hair or they can cut hair, I would tell them, hey, come in. I get them the job basically right there on the spot. Man, I would listen to whatever they told me. I would just go with it. And I was just basically hiring off, scarcity and worry that basically just hiring off skill, not really
Yeah,
looking at the personality, not really looking at um
character.
the character. Basically, what we do now is we have a pipeline where you have to apply to work here. We have to bring you in for an interview, and
Hmm.
then we decide if you're gonna be a good fit for the team. It just makes it less likely that we're gonna run into, bad hires because people you gotta do a little work to come get on the team now. It ain't like you just gonna walk in here and get hired on the spot. So that's kind of the main thing.
Facts. And what was one of the biggest things that shifted you from hiring one on one to now being able to hire multiple people at one time? What did we do to go ahead for that to happen?
So we ran a hiring event where we got like um 20 people that were interested in working in the barbershop to come in, where we told them about the barbershop, told them what we do, gave them a rundown based on how we run the business, and then we interviewed each of those applicants one by one. And then after that, we decide who will be the best fit for working on our team.
Right. Once they applied, you qualified, and then once you qualified, you invited them to the hiring event, met them in person, and then you
Hmm.
went ahead and hired them from there. So
Right.
now with you doing that, how does it feel now when the right barbers get started at the shop and like start showing up and start applying? Like, how do you feel personally?
It made me feel good personally because now I can have trust, the new people that I've hired, even though they might not be people that I've known for a while. That's off for I can tell they're serious by them going through all these steps and them showing up when they're supposed to show up and do the things that we're asking them to do. So that gives me like a peace of mind and also gives me the freedom to, now that I can work on other parts of the business because I got other people that are, that are came in and they're taking the load off of our shoulders because they're coming in and they're doing their part as well. So, um,
Facts.
yeah,
Just building up that real team, bro. At first, you had a team that was almost just trying to take, right,
yeah,
from the barbershop. Now you're building a team who's trying to give value and provide value to actually build up again the vision that you have for the shop.
yeah,
And I love to hear that, man. So I know a little bit earlier you said that you were charging $100 in booth rent, right? And you
right.
was only 100% booth rent. Talk to me about the pay model. Like how did moving from $100 in booth rent to what are you currently charging for booth rent right now?
Right now we have 150.
So 150. So you went up an extra $50 just based on uh did you do any upgrades before you went up in booth rent?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't do any upgrade.
Then right, and people that was at the shop, the right people, right? They what did they end up doing? Did they end up leaving the shop because the booth rent was more, or they end up staying?
The right people stayed because they realized that hey, um, the booth rent is going up. Um, the clients were going up too as well, so they were making way more money than they were making
Beforehand.
when the shop first opened. It was beneficial to them still and
Right. They was
profitable. They were making profit.
facts. They was growing. So how did moving off of like flat booth rent though now because you're not just 100% booth rent. What model do you actually run? And how did like moving just from flat booth rent help things change for you?
So right now we're running a hybrid model where we have people on Woofing. We also have people on commission. So that gives us a little bit more flexibility when hiring because we can hire people that have the skill set and they have the character, but they just need help building their clientele. So we can get them in and we could help them grow their clientele, so they're able to make money for themselves, and they're also able to make money for the shop as well. Because we're bringing clients to the door, and they're turning them into repeat clients. So yeah, we running a hybrid model right now at the moment where we have people on commission and booth rent as well.
Right. So right now, right. So you and I say this all the time, right? Where that booth rent creates that stability, where you know how much money coming in month after month and week after week, and that commission creates that scalability, where you're able to like bust through that revenue cap, where you're just not capped out. So is that something that you had thought about previously, or that you thought was possible, like running commission or having like a commission barbershop?
Never thought I was gonna have a commission barbershop because when I used to hear people talking about it, I thought it was gonna be something that was too hard to do, or I didn't think it was I didn't think I knew. Well, I didn't know how it was supposed to be ran. But with the way we do it, it's not complicated at all. It makes sense and it's fair to the barber or the stylist, and it's also fair to the shop where both parties are actually able to grow and make money.
Right. So yeah, and what I hear a lot of barbershop owners say is like running commission is hard and difficult. And do you feel as if that again like it is hard, or if it's just more so like a want type of thing, like if they just get access to the information and resources that they can run that same model for themselves as well.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's hard at all. They just need the right resources, and the right help where the commission model, or the commission or the hybrid model can definitely work for any shop owner.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's real. So now we talked about again like where you started at before you joined the shop, and then the whole entire process of us firing the barbers and then rehiring the barbers using a hiring event, and now you're using a hybrid framework. So with all these new systems and marketing strategies and business structure in place, talk to me right now. Like, where's your barbershop at right now? How many chairs do you got? How many are filled up?
Right now we have seven, eight, we have 10 chairs. Nine of those are filled. We only have really one spot that's open right now, and I'm basically at the point where we're not hiring off of necessity. Right now we're not hiring just because we need the extra money coming in. I'm gonna take the time to hire when it makes sense because we don't we pretty much we're pretty much profitable right now because we have all those chairs filled up that weren't filled before, and we have added extra chairs. So I mean, yeah, right now we're in a much better position due to the fact that we have these chairs that are filled, and they're filled with people that are actually coming in and doing their part to generate money for the shop. So we're in a much better position right now.
With you having 10 chairs total in the shop. So you went from 7 chairs to 10 chairs at the shop. When we first started working together, you lost two barbers. So you only had three people within the first like 2 weeks for real of us starting. And then you ramped up to from 2 people to 9 people, 9 barbers and stylists. So with those 9 barbers and stylists, how many of those are barbers and how many of those are stylists? First question. Then
Hmm.
second, how many of those people are barbers and stylists at the shop right now out of those 9 people?
I have two. I have four stylists and five barbers.
You got 4 stylists and 5 barbers. I mean, out of those 9 people, how many on blueprint and how many on commission?
Out of
Commission,
those
excuse
nine
me.
people, I have three people on commission and four people on. I mean, six people.
6 people. 6 people on blueprint.
Yeah.
Boom. And then those 3 people on commission, right? Your commission barbers right now. I know you have your square. Could you like what is the average these commission barbers and stylists are generating every week, if you could say on average?
On average, one barber he comes about 4 days a week right now. He does about 300 a week.
Mhm.
And my other barber, I have a commission stylist that I just hired yesterday, so I'm counting her.
Okay.
Um, it's probably 700 a week between those two barbers right there.
All right, 700 a week between those 2 people.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. So right now, like you having these barbers and stylists at the shop, that's again like generating you. If you was 100% booth rent, you would have made only $300 a week from those two chairs because you was charging $150 in booth rent. But
Yeah,
now you're with you doing a hybrid model. These guys are both generating you almost $300 each
yeah.
a week. So that's like yeah. For all the people for all the people that's saying that commission may not work or whatever like that. So
Yeah.
based on like the revenue right now and doing all the calculations that we just talked about, gross revenue at a barbershop right now is $6,400, right, a month. Right. And when we first started working with each other, we had already talked about this that the barbershop was only doing about $1,800 a month. Right. You literally tripled, almost quadrupled your revenue at the barbershop in the past 6 months.
Right.
Get the numbers and forget like all that stuff for a second. What does your actual life look like compared to like now compared to a year ago, like before again, like you even stepped foot into my world?
Yeah, like I said, now I just have more freedom to travel for work. I have much freedom to step away and work on the barbershop rather than working in the barbershop. And I have a team around me now that does a good job of handling the shop responsibilities and stuff like that. I mean, I'm just making more money. I'm more free. It's definitely been a positive experience.
For one, for everybody who don't know, if you read that shirt that say "Rich Off Hair," you got a clothing brand, man. Um, with you having a clothing brand, right? I know I seen that some of these guys that have even watching, they've probably even met you before at these barber conventions and stuff. Before like this year and before you started scaling up the barbershop, were you able to actually start traveling to these conventions and like do what you're doing with your clothing brand beforehand?
I wasn't traveling. No, I wasn't traveling as much like that, and I also didn't have the and nothing like having the peace of mind knowing that hey, the people that I hire, I trust them to do the right thing to have that integrity that they gonna carry the shop the same way versus when I'm there and versus when I'm not there. That gives me the freedom to know that hey, I can go out and promote my business and promote the shop as well,
Right.
and still gonna be ran the exact same way.
With you there or with you not there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's fire. All right, last question. Wow. But if there's the owner right now, like watching this, and they just sitting there, and they probably like in that same place that you were like a year ago, where they have empty chairs, they working fucking hard as hell behind the chair, working themselves to death, and they scared to make a change. And what would you tell them?
I mean, basically, if you don't make a change, you gonna keep getting the same result. So that's kind of where I was at. I was stuck in a place where I'm like, man, if I don't change something immediately, I'm gonna be still feeling the same type of feeling that I'm feeling. I'm gonna be still struggling. I feel like I'm still working hard, but I'm not seeing the results. So if you don't make a change, you're gonna keep getting those same results. So that led me to, you know, and take the do the investment and change my business for the better because I didn't want to keep doing the same thing over and over and struggling basically.
Yeah, that's real, bro. And last question though, my guy. For one, how did you even step foot into my world, and what made you really like resonate and connect with me to the point and the level of you knowing, again, like what it is that we have, it works and it can work for you.
Basically, I remember seeing one of your videos where you were explaining how you had to start over at your barbershop where you had to replace some your old business model and your old employees. And when I was going through that situation, I was going through that feeling of I don't know if I want to give up or start over. I remember seeing a video of a guy, he was feeling the exact same way and talking, and he was dealing with kind of the same type of thing that I was dealing with, even though he's in a totally different state. So, I saw that I reached out to you for advice to see what you did to get yourself out of that situation and get to the point where you are now. So that made me want to tap in with you and figure out what I need to do to, have those same type of results.
Facts. So last question, brother. With you, being inside of the program for the past 6 months, for somebody that's watching and they're thinking about their own edge type of thing, where they see what we have going on, they see again this, me talking about the systems, the strategies, and the business structure and the model. What would you tell them guys that are on the edge?
The investment is definitely worth it. I grew as a person, as a leader, as an owner. I grew as a content creator as well. My content doing a lot better now. My shop is doing a lot better as far as the structure and the system that we have in place. Um, we have a much better presence online, on Google. My team around me, um, they're much more focused and they're much more responsible now than the previous team that we had here. So it's definitely been a great experience, and I would encourage them to definitely invest into the EBA program if they have the opportunity to, because it's gonna grow their business.
Right. He said he's gonna grow the business. No doubt about it. Nah, that's real though, man. All right, for sure. And at the time though, right, whenever we first started, before we first started working with each other.
No, I didn't have the finances when we first started, so that was kind of what made me, um, you know, scared to even commit to the investment because I didn't see the finances, in my account at the moment. Um, yeah, we with the system that you play, I think like within the next 30 to 60 days, I started making more money in my barbershop. So and with my barbering business as well, more money started coming in basically.
Yeah. And I tell people this the whole time, bro. It's like my whole goal is to make you more money, make
Yeah,
everybody else more money, so they can pay me more money.
yeah,
Hey, Damien, I really do appreciate you for hopping on here and just giving your testimony and your journey. Also just for real, like just as a man though, because I've seen you grow from kind of being in that place of just uncertainty, unknown, and kind of almost scared to fire people and let people go. And now you in a
yeah,
position where it's just like, oh shit, I fired them. I don't want them at the shop no more. We got new people coming in.
yeah.
You got the barbershop business growing. If you guys go tap in with my boy Damian, the freshest barber on Instagram. This dude has millions of views, millions of views, and you just grew. Like you
Mhm.
just scroll down to your page from January before. It's just a whole different person, man, and it's just a blessing though to be a part of that and see you again just grow and have some results.
It definitely been a blessing.
Yes, sir.
Definitely been a
Oh,
blessing.
yes, sir. Well, that's the bad thing, Damien, man. Any last words to again, like the younger generation that's listening or other barbershop owners that's watching and kind of get encouraged or inspired by you?
Yeah, man. Just you gotta invest into yourself and invest into your business. We think we have all the answers, but we really don't know what we're doing. We really don't have all the answers. So if you can get with somebody that knows that's been in your situation before, it's gonna make your route to success, 100 times easier. Um, to listen to somebody, to have a mentor that's been in your shoes that can show you what steps to take so you're not tripping over your own feet. We can show you
Hmm.
which way to go to avoid these mistakes that you're gonna run into. It's just gonna make your life so much easier by investing into yourself and listening to the right type of people and the right mentors.
Well, that's the bad thing, Damien, man. I appreciate you for hopping on here, brother. Again, like you've been inside the program for the past 6 months and you've been growing every single month after month, bro. And it's only up from here. Go ahead and shout out your Instagram though, man, and what's called let everybody know where they can follow you and tap in with you, and also even with the clothing brand as well, where they can get the rich off hair shirts because they need to purchase it.
My Instagram is the freshest barber, and our clothing brand is Hair Star brand. That's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all platforms. All right, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you for
Yes,
having me.
yes, sir, brother. Hey, you're consuming this video because you A, either don't have enough barbers or hairstylists working at your shop, or B, you don't have enough clients coming through the door. And the main problem is your online visibility. And having a barbershop photo shoot like today, like such, will increase that, but it's about doing it the right way and executing it the right way. So what I actually did is this upcoming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to be doing a barbershop owner workshop class where it's going to show you how to gain new clients and attract the right type of barbers and or stylists within your barbershop or salon. So if you want to attend that, go ahead, hit the link in the description now, and then I'll see you guys at the end of this video.